Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel for another video. So today I wanted to do Asahi's 1 year update. Oh my gosh, I can't believe he's already 1 year old. Can you believe it? Yeah. So Asahi turned 1 on November 23rd and right now it's November 29th when I'm filming this, so a few days afterward. And yeah, we wanted to talk a little bit about how he's doing at 1 year, what we're doing as far as breastfeeding and baby-led weaning and sleep. I'm going to talk about all of that in this video, so if you're interested in that, then keep watching. So right now I'm going to start with his stats. So I'm actually looking at our Techo, which is the Maternity and Child Health Handbook. I take this with me to all of our pediatrician appointments, and it has the, I know, it has the record of his birth as well as all of his weights for the different months, and then at 1 year old. So yeah. Oh, you have yogurt on your face. We just finished breakfast. So as of his 1 year check, which was on the 26th of November, so 3 days ago, he weighed 9,725 grams, so like 9.7 kg. And I'm not exactly sure what that is in pounds, but I'll do the conversion and put it down below. Wow, the sun just got really bright. Okay, sorry, I moved the camera a little bit so we're not quite in the sun, but I think just because we're filming at like 9:30 in the morning and the sun's quite bright, it's just gonna kind of be like this. So yeah, he is 9.7 kg, and I'll put what that is in pounds below, and he is 78.4 centimeters tall. So for his age, he is kind of on the upper end as far as height, and then really right in the middle for weight. And that's actually really similar to me. I was always super high, above average for height, and then like low on weight. And I'm 183 centimeters or 6'1", so I'm pretty tall. Yeah, so I think he's probably taking after myself and his father. So say hello. So yeah, he's definitely getting heavier and taller and all of that. All right, so let's get right into this because it's going to be a long video. With his physical stuff, he's probably going to go down here and play. Okay, go ahead. Oh, bye-bye. Physical stuff, he is walking. So he's been walking since he was 10 months. If you follow me on Instagram, I'll put my little handle down here. You probably will have known that. I posted a lot about it, and I'm always posting videos on our stories for to show him walking. So he is walking, and he's getting much more stable. Like when we go to the park and he's walking on uneven ground, when he first started walking, he would kind of fall a little bit, and now he really doesn't at all. He's quite confident. He also loves climbing stairs. Whenever we go to my mother-in-law's house, she has 2 sets of stairs, and he will climb all the way to the top. It's pretty impressive. And he loves climbing the stairs to the slide at the park as well. That's one of his favorite things to do. And sorry, I'm looking down. I'm looking at my notes as well. Another thing he can do is clap his hands. Asahi! Yay! Yay! Yeah, he can clap his hands when you say yay. You know how to do that. Yeah, good job. And he does know some sign language, so he knows the signs for more, all done. Yeah, all done. And more is this, and he kind of goes like this. And he also knows the sign for milk, which is one hand, and like you're milking a cow. So he knows those 3 signs, and hopefully that, oh, that's quite loud. Hopefully we'll be able to continue to add more signs to his repertoire as time goes on. And what else? Overall, as you can probably see, he's super busy. He loves to just explore the apartment. He will just go around and take out everything out of every single drawer. So I've been really trying to make it a yes space because honestly, I haven't really done that much baby proofing besides just taking out certain dangerous objects and whatever. And actually, I'll insert a clip of him taking out all of the kitchen stuff from the bottom drawer this morning. Okay, that one is... Maybe we should put that one back. That's glass. Leave that one, okay? And I actually put this glass beaker back in the drawer, and I turned around for literally like 30 seconds. And as I'm looking back towards the kitchen, he fell and the glass shattered. He's fine, thank God. But I was seriously sitting there like, I tried to do everything in my power to baby proof, and then this happens. Oh my God, I can't even believe it. Everything turned out fine, but I'm definitely going to be more to really take anything out of those drawers that he cannot have. And that's really my philosophy as far as baby proofing. A lot of people ask me like, what have you been doing for baby proofing? Not really that much, besides just making the apartment like a yes space. So I don't really have to worry about him taking things out, besides having to clean up his mess a million times a day, which it is what it is. As for his favorite things, he's over in his bedroom playing with the white noise machine. As for his favorite things, yeah. He loves going outside and going to the park. As soon as he sees the park, he starts laughing and smiling. He loves it. Like I said, he loves opening up every single drawer in the kitchen and the bathroom. Hello, hello. You want to join? Come join. He loves chewing on Tupperware containers and taking off the lid, putting it back on. He loves that. We also got him, yeah, yay! Good job. We also got him a fake kitchen for his, actually we didn't get him, my grandma and great grandma got him a kitchen for his birthday, and he loves playing with that. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen on stories. And maybe I'll insert maybe a quick video of him here playing with it. Loves cardboard boxes, just like every baby does, I feel like. And he loves music. When we play music, he like bobs his head and kind of dances, which is really cute. Do you want this? Okay. There you go. Okay, I think that's about it for physical. I would say he's definitely, physical is like his highest category, I guess, his most advanced category, besides like verbal and the other thing I would say more is like eating and sleeping. He's definitely not that advanced in those categories. I'll get to that in a second though. So for verbal, he can say pretty much like mama, papa. Papa sometimes turns into dada. And also he knows nana for like banana. So if I hold a banana, he'll say nana. So he kind of knows that. And I would say the biggest thing for language that has helped us is I just talk to him all the time. Like I have conversations with him all the time. I'm sorry if this is shaking. He's pulling things out of the desk where this is the camera sitting right now. Just throughout the day, I'm always talking to him as we're walking around. I'm outside or we're on the train. I'm pointing things out to him, telling him what it is in English. I'm really trying to get him to get a good foundation in English. Because we live in Japan and he will go to Japanese school eventually, the Japanese will come. So I'm not super worried about the Japanese, although I think other people in my life might be a little bit concerned because he does speak English with me all day. But from what I've researched and what I've read, really, once they start school, that language will become their primary language. So for us, English will be the language that's harder to maintain. So we're trying to build a good foundation now. And for bilingualism, you know, his father is Japanese and he does obviously speak Japanese. So we do a one parent, one language system where I speak English exclusively to him. And then my husband speaks Japanese to him exclusively. And we speak English and some Japanese together. Yeah, he loves his cups as well. Another thing is, it's pretty amazing to realize that he really understands certain words. So, like, for example, after his bath every night, our routine is to go read a bedtime story, and he goes to get a book from the bookshelf. And one night, there were some books kind of out and about, and also the books on the bookshelf, and I told him after his bath, like, hey, go get a book. It's time to read your book, and I pointed to the bookshelf. And he actually went to go get a book from another part of the room that was not on the bookshelf, and he brought it to me to read. So he actually really understood that I said book, and he knew what he knew what a book was and also that we were going to read it right now. So that was pretty amazing to me, and that was maybe a few weeks ago. Where are you going? Okay, bye. Very independent. And the other thing that we try to do is not say no. So instead of saying no all the time, I try to say not for Asahi. So like if he's getting into a drawer that he's not supposed to, I say, oh, not for Asahi. And then I redirect him to something else and give him something that is a yes. And that's kind of the method that we're trying to do instead of just saying no, 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 even though it's really hard not to say no, no, no. Especially in a situation where they're grabbing something and you're like, oh, no, 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 no. Like, it can be very difficult, but that's sort of the technique we're using because I think from what I've read, again, I don't know, I haven't had a toddler before, but no can be a very popular word when you have a toddler. So I'm hoping to maybe avoid that a little bit, but we'll see. Okay, next I want to talk about his eating. So we are doing baby-led weaning still, and okay, no. And I just said no. Okay, that's not for Asahi. The computer's not for Asahi. No, thank you. Okay, so we are doing baby-led weaning, and we are doing 3 meals a day now. And honestly, that's kind of a new thing. Within the last month, have I consistently been doing 3 meals a day. And that's because he really wasn't eating much, to be honest, and especially in the lunch time. We were usually out and about, and it was just difficult to feed him, especially when you do baby-led weaning. It can be quite messy, so it's not the easiest thing to travel with. But now he's a little bit better. He's a little bit less messy when he eats, so it's a little bit more possible to do lunch. Otherwise, I'll do lunch at home and then we will go out. So our typical schedule is, because I get this question a lot, he will usually wake up around 7 a.m. We have breakfast around 8 or 8:30 together, him and I, and on the weekends with my husband as well. And his first nap is usually from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And then we'll have lunch around 12, or if we're out, probably more like a snack. Careful. And then his second nap is around 3 p.m. and usually until 4 or so, but that second nap kind of depends on what we're doing that day as far as the length and the time that it starts and ends. I try to not let him sleep past 4:30 though, because otherwise he's up super late. And his bedtime is usually around 7:30 or 8, but if that second nap got pushed back, then where are you going? Then sometimes it can be more like 9. Ooh, do you want to join? Come on, come on. So that's kind of his typical schedule, and some of his favorite foods are tofu. You like tofu? Tofu. Usually mixed tofu with his rice because he prefers that texture. Yeah. He likes avocado, right? You like banana? Banana. Banana. You have banana on your toast this morning. And he likes curries. Sometimes we do Japanese curry and Indian curry without any spice. He likes that. Yeah. He likes all sorts of breads, huh? You do not discriminate with your breads. Pasta, and what else? You like pizza. Sometimes we make pizza and risottos. So yeah, he's pretty good. Some things he doesn't really like are really juicy fruits for some reason. He doesn't really prefer strawberries or blueberries. It's kind of hit or miss. Some days he likes it, some days he doesn't. And yeah, I think that's about it for likes and dislikes. And he just started to kind of be able to feed himself. Like he a couple times has been successful putting food on a fork or a spoon and eating it, which is kind of cool. And usually I give him, okay, we're not gonna play in the drawer though right now. Asahi. Okay. I think we're not gonna play in this drawer right now. Here, you want this? Come on. Here. That's the drawer he got the glass beaker out of earlier. And now you have the miso soup. Oh, Tupperware, yeah. Okay. What was I saying? He's been successful a couple times with the loading his own spoon, but usually I give him a preloaded spoon. So I put food on a spoon and give him the spoon and he can feed himself. And he can also drink from a cup and from a straw. We have the Munchkin 360 cup as well as the Munchkin straw, weighted straw cup. So I'll link both of those below so you can see them. I bought them in Japan, so you can buy them here. He really likes both of those. He's a bit hit or miss with eating, although it's getting better. Is it getting better? Yay! Yeah. But it seems like the smallest things can throw it off. Like if he's sick or teething, then he's not really feeling like eating. So, but I just kind of go with it. I try not to worry too much. Since we are breastfeeding, I don't worry, which I'll talk about later too, I don't worry as much about him getting his nutrition all from food. So it's a slow process, and you know, one of our friends' babies is like eating 3 meals a day plus snacks and same age as Asahi. So every baby is different, I think, and every baby progresses in certain areas at different times. So I'm not too stressed out about it. Even though he's 1, we're just gonna try to keep offering foods, and I think that it's all going to, you know, progress in its own time, basically. Being pretty relaxed about it. And the next one that I'm always curious about when people are doing these updates is sleep. So, you know, he is 1, but he is still waking pretty much like 2 to 4 times a night. Aren't you? Aren't you? And I do nurse him to sleep for all naps and nighttime sleep. So usually he wakes up, on a good night, he will wake up twice. And usually it's around 2 a.m. and then maybe at like 6. And that's with going to bed, you know, around 7:30 or 8. And then he'll be up at 7 a.m. So over 12 hours, he'll wake up twice. And on a not so good night, that's more like 4 times. But the interesting thing is that I feel like I've kind of just gotten used to this schedule, and I've gotten used to having to wake up so much in the night because I don't really feel that exhausted in the day anymore like I did when he was more like 6 months postpartum, 6 months old. Now I think I've just adjusted to not sleeping very much. But you know, it actually is much improved from when he was 6 months, and I think it's just going to continue to get better. Uh-oh. What happened? Seems like no matter how much I try to create a guest space, there's still things that happen, huh? Okay, crisis averted. So, what else was I saying about sleep? Do you want milk? Okay, okay. Ah, that's my belly. Here. You want milk? What was I saying about sleep? Yeah, he wakes up 2 to 4 times a night, and I nurse him back to sleep every time. And now it takes about 10 minutes or so to nurse him back to sleep, so it's not too long. And he does sleep in his own room in the crib. So it is actually kind of nice. We do have a little bit of that separation now, and although I'm not opposed at all to co-sleeping, and we were going to do that for a while, and we did do that for a while. And we also do have a bed in his room, so if I do need to co-sleep with him, like if he's sick, then we do that, and we have that option, which is really nice. Yeah, I think that's about it for sleep. And I just want to say, like, if you have a 1-year-old who's waking up at night, it's fine. Like, you know, every baby will... Yeah, it's fine, huh? Every baby progresses in their own time, and I think you should really try not to worry about it. What? Okay. Mick. All right, so now, good timing, but I want to talk about nursing. So we are still nursing, and usually we're nursing about 3 times a day before both naps, and then once maybe in the evening. I mean, he's nursing right now because he hurt his hand on the door over there, so he wanted the comfort. And that's, you know, what I love about nursing is it's so convenient to have when they're sick, when they're hurt. It's just an immediate comfort for them. And I'm just so grateful to be able to nurse him, and that's why I'm not really interested in weaning right now. I plan to nurse him until I have a reason to stop, and right now I don't. So If you are also nursing past 1 year, please feel supported. Please do it. Like, it's a great thing you can do for your child. And I think the World Health Organization even recommends that you nurse up until at least through the first 2 years. So even though it's not very common in the US and the UK, I think that it's beginning to be a lot more common of a thing, I would say. And please feel supported if you're still nursing your baby past 1 year, because it's a really amazing thing you can do for your child. So keep it up. I mean, I think that's pretty much it. We have no plans to wean right now, and he does still nurse at night, like I said, when he wakes up, and I nurse him back to sleep. And so that means total ward nursing maybe 7 or 8 times in 24 hours now. So definitely the daytime nursing has cut back a lot. And I've noticed that in the last month or so that it's really cut back, and his food intake has increased. So I think that's normal, you know, and eventually maybe the daytime nursing will cut back even more, and then we'll nurse only in the morning and at night. And then eventually even that will, you know, cut back. So we're just kind of taking it day by day, and I'm not trying to stress about it. I'm not forcing him to wean, and he doesn't seem to be showing any signs that he's ready to wean either. So we're just gonna keep going with it, right? Yeah! Yay! 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 More? More? No? Okay. Okay. All right. So last thing I kind of want to say is just a little bit about his personality. Sorry about this son. Oh, it's horrible. So he is a very opinionated little guy, very independent. He loves to play by himself and explore by himself, right? He doesn't really need me to play with him all the time. If we're at home and he comes kind of crying to me, usually it's because he's hungry or he has a dirty diaper. Otherwise, he is not super clingy to me when we're at home. He is very active. He's not the type of baby that will just like fall asleep, you know, anywhere randomly or something. I really have to help him fall asleep and help him settle down. And I'm not really surprised by this, because that's exactly how I was when I was a child. Like, I remember being at a dinner with my friend who was the same age, and maybe we were like 3 or 4 years old, and she actually like was eating her pasta and sitting in her chair and started to go like this and straight up fell asleep in her pasta. And literally that type of thing has never ever happened to me in my life. So I feel like I can understand the way that he is, because we are quite similar. Otherwise, he doesn't really do too many tantrums or like random crying, but I have noticed recently that that has happened a couple times, where he'd just be crying for... Okay. Can we turn this off just for a second? This is one of his favorite toys, by the way. I'm just gonna turn it off for 1 second, okay? We can turn it back on. We're almost done with the video. So he's not like a super relaxed kid, I would say. He's very energetic, very active. And I think that's part of the reason why he started walking so early, is because he really wanted that independence and that freedom to move. And I completely understand that, because that's exactly how I was. Seems like he's in a little bit of a rush to grow up, which is sad for me, I guess. But again, that's how I was, so I can kind of relate. Yeah, so he's a super fun and interesting baby, definitely spirited. And the night times are still, you know, a little bit tough for us, but I think it's gonna get better, and I feel positive about the future with him and the fact that it's going to get better. And like I said before, I don't really feel as affected by the wake-ups as I did when I was more like when he was 6 months or so. So it has improved since then, or I've just adjusted. All right, so I think that's about it for this video, and that is Asahi at 1 year in a short, under 30-minute video. I might do another video about his favorite toys and things that he really likes to play with, because I always find those interesting as well. So I think that's about it, and thank you for watching, and we will see you in my next video. Comment below if you have a 1-year-old, or when your baby was 1 year old, if they were the same as Asahi or different. I would love to know. And I think that's it, right? Is that it? All done. You say all done. All done. No? You're shy? All done. All done. All done. All done. All right, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye. Bye. Say bye.